Photo frame with half-lap joint from the front, rabbets cut in the back. Transparencies, photos and backboards are installed within the rabbeted grooves. This method can also be applied to cabinet door construction. It can also be applied for mounting muntins. Here only one corner is cut. The result is the same as the method described in the book, but here the priority is to cut the rabbet first. A temporary fence is affixed to the cross-cut guide. A fence height of about 10 mm is used here. This temporary fence is utilized so the rabbeted edge of the workpiece can be firmly registered. Draw reference lines on the material to reference the inside edges of the frame. Mark the position where the rabbet is to be cut so that it is in the correct position. Cut the rabbet with a plow plane. Attach the workpiece to the workbench using double-sided tape. Align the two edges of the workbench and the rail at this point. This will ensure that the edges are in contact with the entire plow plane fence and that the plane remains stable. Cut the rabbet on both the stile and the rail. When the rabbet is complete, cut and finish the rail first, with the stile cut afterwards. Draw a half-lap layout line slightly outside the rabbet. Next, draw an additional layout line across the thickness of the wood, slightly outside the rabbet. Mark with a circle and crosses. Note the dimension from the back of the rail to the half-lap layout line. Here it is 7 mm. This is the thickness of the spacer to be inserted in the ripping guide. Next, measure from the inside edge of the rail to the layout line. Here it is 10 mm. This is also the thickness of the spacer. Apply a depth stop to the saw blade. The depth of cut is the width of the timber, so use the rail to apply the depth stop. Clamp the rail to the ripping guide and insert the 7 mm spacer. clamp the support to the guide and then clamp the workpiece to this support. The rule, if you can see the area marked with a circle, insert a spacer, applies here. Insert two 5 mm spacers or a 10 mm spacer and cut the workpiece. Cut off the waste part of the half-lap joint with the cross-cut guide. The next step is to cut the stile. The width of the rail is narrower than the original dimensions. This width is copied onto the vernier caliper and the screw is tightened. Use this value to apply the depth stop on the saw blade. clamp the style to the ripping guide. The rule, if you can see the area marked with a circle, insert a spacer, applies.